Very proud to be the coach of this football team. I've said this all year. This team has been through a lot. There was a lot that was put on this season and went through a lot of trials and tribulations with injuries, with just tight played games, and a lot of people doubted it. But I said all along, this team has some special character about it. It always does. It competes, it fights, it loves each other, it stays together no matter what people say, what they do. And I've been on some great football teams, coached some great football teams that I don't know have the bond and the relationship that these guys do. They're a true family, and it's a pleasure to be able to coach them. And I was very proud of the way they competed in the game with all the circumstances, and it's great to have them for a long time.
All right, we'll open it up again for Q&A. If you could just find a mic, please.
Coach, not a whole lot was going right for a while there, but it looked like in the second half, just your best players just started making plays like these two young men here. Was that kind of how it worked out?
It was, and I think the guys up front finally realized they could play. I mean, they knew it just in the beginning, the jitters and making calls and, turning one guy, four of them get it right, one of them get it wrong, and we have it off. And then once they realized they could do this, and they were out there and they just relaxed and got into the flow of the game and give EJ time to make plays. The shot, them guys were running routes and making going up and just making plays. EJ was making great throws, they were making great catches, we were running, we were competing. Defense was, they did great in the red zone, got 2 picks in the red zone. Special teams early, they got us a little bit early with some, a couple returns on special teams, which we're not used to giving up. But then once we got momentum in the game, our special teams took over again and kept them pinned back, and we started winning the field position battle again. And I think that was huge again. But these guys competed and tackled well and made plays.
For Rashad, your play in the second half, especially with the offense struggling mightily, really until that diving catch you had down our near sideline. I guess, did you feel like the game, I don't know if it slowed down, but you really started to take control, it seemed like, in the second half?
Well, it was all trying to make plays for my team, just doing it for my team, and without, just like Coach Fisher said, when the line got settled and realized they could play, it was a lot more that we could do, and EJ gave me a chance, and I made it play for the team. That's what it's been about, family and team, so that's why I do it.
2 things. First, I wanted you to assess EJ's performance, especially down the stretch there, and then also, how close were you to making any sort of change on the front, considering struggles they had early?
Wasn't no change to be made. There wasn't nobody else to put in. They're all banged and bruised. But no, you can't. You got to have patience. You got to understand when freshmen go out there, you're not going to go out and be perfect. And we knew it'd take time. The game wasn't out of reach. And then I thought the second half, EJ did a great job of competing. He was banged and bruised there at the end. He got a leg hurt, but EJ's a competitor. He's a winner, and our kids believe in him, and he believes in them. And he gives them. He knows if he can get that ball to Rashad and our receivers and Rodney and all the Burt and all the guys out there, they're going to make plays for him. And he knows the defense is going to hang in there while we're struggling to keep like LaMarcus and those guys did, kept us in the ball game, kept making plays. And EJ's a winner. EJ's a competitor. He's a guy that you're proud to be the leader of your football team, to be the face of your organization. And he's what. Like I said, you want your kids to grow up to be, and I was very proud of the way he competed in the game. Thought he played tremendous football second half.
Jimbo, you talked about when Devontae had his fumble, you didn't get onto him, you put your arm around his shoulder. Did you kind of expect early that with all these young guys that there might be a tough start?
It could. I had to have patience. I knew I was going to have a lot of patience. And for some of these guys, they know patience ain't always my best virtue. And you guys do too. But when you're playing with young guys, listen. I can't go back to why you do things. If you do things for the wrong reasons and you're not paying, that guy has as much heart as anybody out there. And he didn't do it on purpose. And we knew he's going to have to carry that ball the rest of the game and win and block and make plays. So, you're going to make a mistake every now and then. Put your arm around him, tell him you love him, and we're going to give it to you again, and let's go play. And, what's funny, after the game, we won, he was all happy, and all of a sudden I saw a tear come out of his eye there, and he was crying because he fumbled after the game. It was over. He forgot it during the game. That's the kind of teammate he is and what he stands for. But, I'll give it to him 100 times.
Coach, you guys scored twice there in 2 minutes. How did that set the tone for the rest of the game?
Well, I think it did, and I think at different times this year, we haven't fed off each other in all 3 phases. In other words, sometimes when the defense was really playing good, the offense didn't take over. When the offense was really kicking in, the defense may slip up just a hair, or special team. And I thought what we did tonight, when the momentum changed, and college football is a huge momentum, especially with young kids. And when it changed, all 3 phases got together. We started covering the kicks well. We started pinning them back well. The defense started making plays, getting turnovers for us. The offense was converting into touchdowns. And I thought we changed the momentum and we played as a whole unit. as well as we had at any time during the year.
So Marcus, let's talk about the defense early, having to keep them in the game, knowing that it might be a slow start offensively with all the young guys out there.
I mean, it goes back to what Coach Fisher said. You have a team that love and trust in each other. It's not a team that is all about defense and a team that is all about offense. We play for each other. And it goes back to the Florida week. You know, offense struggled a little bit, but we're a family and we love and trust in each other. So we made plays to keep the offense. You know, it was routed a little earlier, but I mean, if we play as a unit out there, then great things are happening. And you see the outcome. They stepped up. A lot of young guys.
Coach, you keep talking about the youth of this team. So many young players making plays in the fourth quarter. What can this win do for this team heading into the offseason and into next season?
Well, I hope if we take it the right way. You know, just because you win this game, everybody says, does it give you momentum going? Yes, it does. But it doesn't mean you're going to win next year. If we have to put the work in right now, the new team's life just now starts. You know, I'd say a team's life expectancy is 1 year. That we got a new team now. Now, what they have to do is go back from the experiences they've gotten this year and learn from them and grow from them and constantly improve and understand. Here's the thing, and our word for next year, I can tell you, besides attitude, which it always will be, is details. We have to be so detail-oriented to understand the little things that make a difference in championship caliber football teams, because we were close this year. You go back and look, we were close, but there were some details that we left out there that sometimes young guys do. But now that I think they understand, hopefully, and what I'm talking about and what they can do, and they have belief in themselves, and I think hopefully we'll develop a lot of depth this year, so hopefully the details will be the difference and take us over the top next year.
Jimbo, on the same line, now that it's over, what did this season mean for Florida State football? And what did this do as far as capping it off?
See, people worry about where you're not getting back. I think this season helped us get back as much as anything because it never faltered. I mean, you lost 3 games, you were 2-3. And this team, I said when I come out of the Wake Forest game, I said this, and there was a lot of doubters in this room because I saw the look on your face when I said it. When they hit the practice field on Monday, after we lost to Wake Forest and lost 3 games in a row, I said it. I knew we were going to have a good season because they hadn't changed one bit from when we were going to play Oklahoma to when we were going to play Duke that very next week. And I think they understood, you know, part of growing as an organization is understanding and controlling all the things around the game, not the game, but the media, the expectation, the fan base. That's all part of growing up and understanding what you can control and what you can't control, and what they have to do to stay focused and live in the moment. And I think they learned that this year. And I think from that moment on, I think this thing may even propel us better than if we had just a super season.
LaMarcus, could you talk about the fourth quarter? You guys got the lead, and then the defense, you know, held them, didn't let them score again, and they even had the ball 1st and 10 at the 28 after the punt and the penalty, and then Terrence makes that interception. Just kind of talk about how you guys stepped up.
I mean, you have a guy like Terrence Brooks, who's a great player. Like Coach Fisher said, we have depth on this defense. And you have to know that when this team is dependent on you, you have to step up and make a play. And you know, Terrence Brooks, a guy with a lot of confidence, told us that he was going to end the game with an interception. And we just trusting and loving the guy and just, you know, being there for him, letting him know that he can make a play, you know, coming off the bench. And he goes out there and make the play. And that's great for this team. And like Coach Fisher said, I mean, we just playing for these seniors to be in their last game. And, you know, it's about that dash, the life expectancy of this team. And we just wanted to end it off right to have confidence going into years coming, you know. So that was great.
Marcus, continuing with that, with the injuries to Greg and Xavier, it seemed like you were telling Terrence what to do. You were always motioning to us. Could you talk about that?
And like Coach Fisher said, it's about details. And that's what we lacked early on in the season. I mean, communicating. I mean, we never communicating, and we promised each other that we'll communicate and that'll make us a better team. And by doing that, I mean, guys do their job, and you need that. You know, someone you love, you want to push them and give them that edge. And, I mean, he was there for me, I was there for him, us on the same page. What can go wrong? You know?
This is for back to the coach and the players. Down 14-0, even 14-3 after the 77-yard return by LaMarcus. What sparked the change? What was what turned it around?
Nothing. There was nothing. They went out and kept competing. As an athlete, you play the next play. That's all you can control. There's nothing that you have to look back and say, I got to do. Now it's what I'm expected to do the next play. And I'm even when you're failing, they were still trying just as hard as it was. We just wasn't executing what we had to do. Nothing changed except the execution of what we did. And then once we made a few plays, we got the confidence and we got the momentum of the game and we got the rolling in what we did. But nothing changed. How we coached them, what they did, or what anything else was. We just had some plays, they made them, and then all of a sudden the confidence rolled and we started making more of them.
Sean and Marcus, did you guys get discouraged at all, or the coach keep you happy?
I wouldn't say we were discouraged. Just like Coach Fisher said, we knew how we were gonna play the game and keep focused and just go out and play every down hard, like as a team. And nothing changed. We just had to execute and get detailed and go out there and play hard like we've been doing all year.
And I love the way Coach Fisher been acting these past week. He's been a little more patient with the team. I mean, letting the team add their little swagger, trusting in the kids. I mean, you love coaches like that. You're gonna play for your coach when you have someone that love you and treat you no different from how he treat his children. I know. So I mean, we just play for Coach Fisher and we play for each other. I mean, that's a great feeling when you're playing that way.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Jimbo, it was announced before the game that your contract's been extended through 2016. Just talk about the commitment the university has shown you and how's that been?
Showing a commitment, and that's great because even when we had some adversity, just like with players, just like you say, when Devontae fumbled the ball, we knew he was going to be a great player. We go put our arm around him. The school understands the direction and the infrastructure we've set up in our program. What kind of kids we have. They see them every day, what we are capable of. And I go back to say they knew why we didn't have as much success. And you can explain it. And so I think they see where we're going, what we can do, and I appreciate the trust they have in what we're trying to do with our leadership from President Barron, Mr. Speckman, and our Board of Trustees understand where we're going, and they can see it. And that's going to keep that momentum going. And sometimes, like I say, it's easy when people make mistakes to doubt and change. It takes true people who can understand the future and understand what things are and why things are happening to develop a true championship program. That's our world is, well, go get somebody else. Go do something else. Go get another player. Go get another coach. Everything doesn't always work out that way. And you find out the guys with patience and understanding and can see the big picture often come out on top.
Rashad, can you just talk about how you were feeling health-wise going into this game? Is this maybe the most healthy you felt all season since you got injured early in the year?
Well, I was being healthy like that really wasn't on my mind. I was just going at that focus, like trying to help my team win this game, and for the seniors, like for that last game to be a victory. So it wasn't about health. Like I was going to leave it out there on the line regardless of whether my injuries was hacking me or not. I was going to give my all for the seniors and for the coaches and for this family.
All right.